on our first team to give us a little teaser via video. The first, we're actually going to have a look at all the three teams. We've got 100 Europeans, Lobium, and Junior NLP. But our first team is 100 Europeans, so let's have a look at their video.
Hi, my name is Dennis. I'm a financial analyst and I'm located in Athens.
And I am Dimitris, a PhD candidate based in Amsterdam.
We love communicating complex problems in simple words. But doing that made us realize that there are many big challenges that we have no idea about. For example, we know climate change is a problem, but how exactly we will be affected by it? Or how big obesity in Europe really is? Facts about big challenges are hidden in long, tedious reports and graphs that are hard to relate to. But these problems are personal and are going to affect all of us and those we love about. We need a better way to communicate big challenges, one that inspires and motivates people to act. We aim to achieve this by 100 Europeans, a concept where Europe is reimagined as a community of just 100 people. Can we, two friends living 3,000 kilometers apart, offer the answer to the lack of proper data understanding about big challenges?
Almost. So, have you ever wondered, why should we care about climate change? I mean, what exactly is going to happen to us? Are we going to wake up one day and be extinct? Or is our planet going to suddenly explode? If you don't have a clear answer to these questions, then, yeah, I can't blame you. Communication about big challenges like climate change is being done in very vague, very scientific ways. We talk about global mean surface temperature in terms of Celsius. We talk about air pollution particles in terms of micrograms. But frankly, I have no clue what any of this means. How is it going to affect me and my friends and those who I care about? And we found that this is not just a problem about climate change, but about other challenges that we face as a collective. Data and insights are scattered into thousands, millions of tables and data sets and parameters. And it's very hard to find that one insight that is going to motivate me to act against something that happens. And so we did that. We looked into all those data sets. We looked into data sets about the environment, health, energy, and so on. And we asked ourselves the question, okay, how can we make it that we can communicate these challenges in a way that people are motivated by it? And so we came up with this very simple concept, right? Let's just reimagine Europe as a community of 100 people. Where would they live? We like to talk about the EU as just this full collective, our common values, our common union. But the reality is that out of those 100 people, only 2 of them would live in Belgium, while more than 20 of them would live in Germany. And yet, despite all of those differences in geography, economy, or power imbalances in the EU, there is one simple insight, one fact that we all care about. If Europe was 100 people, then 78 of them would be affected severely by climate-related disasters if we don't act upon it. And we believe that this is a better way of communicating these challenges, one that speaks to our heart, that makes us think about our family, makes us think about the impact that these challenges have on us. But how can we make it so that this message is disseminated to the rest of the world? Well, this is the year of the youth, right? Well, youth today, we consume content online via one way, endless scrolling. We don't spend time reading blog posts or stories or news articles. We scroll, we give our attention for 10 seconds, and then we scroll away. And this is it. That's all the attention you get from the youth. So we used this concept to educate the youth, to educate us about these big challenges. All you have to do in our website is scroll, just like TikTok or Twitter or Instagram. And as you can see, already from scrolling, you learn that 58 of 100 people in Europe would be obese, while 12 of them would be smokers. And this gives you a good perspective of which problem is the biggest one. And as you can see, it goes beyond just dots moving around. We like dots, we love them, but there is the information that we need there. There is the temperature, the average temperature there, but it comes later, and it doesn't have to be shown for you to care about those things. So it doesn't matter if you spend 10 minutes or 10 seconds on the website. You still learn something. And this is where our innovation stands in. It is a new communication paradigm for these big challenges, one that speaks more about people and less about degrees or particles or things that we cannot relate to. And this is just the beginning. We have big ambitions for 100 Europeans. We want to make it the #1 source for educational content on these big challenges. And there are 4 main pillars that will lead us there. First of all, it has to be available in all European languages, accessible by everyone. And right now, our main call to action is available in those 9 languages you see on the slide, but we don't think that's enough. We need to cover more. We're doing a mobile-first approach. We spent hours trying to figure out how to make it good on mobile. And we tried it, but we please invite you to also try it and tell us what we can do better on mobile. It needs to be easy to share. And here I don't mean just sharing a link that people have to actually click and go. I mean sharing content that youth today consumes, content that they can immediately digest on the social media platforms that we use. And then finally, we aim to add call to action from organizations, from people who deal with those problems, so that if someone wants to learn more or even contribute to solving those, they can go to their website and learn more. Now let me close by saying that you don't have to believe what we say here today. You can try it yourself. On the website, we build a quiz. It's 10 simple questions about big challenges. It takes 3 minutes to complete. And you can test your own knowledge about these things, right? And so we did it. We did the quiz, and we sent it to 130 people around Europe to also do the quiz. And, well, you can already see it, but the results are quite surprising. We are not aware of our continent's biggest issues, but hopefully there's still time to change that. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your presentation. A couple of questions. First of all, would you like to extend your app to more topics? How would you do that? How would you prioritize those topics?
This is our priority. Oh, sorry. Yeah, this is our priority, content to add more. And we have defined some main topics that we want to deal with. And very soon we are adding stories on gender inequality and on poverty. So you can see, you can get the idea of what's coming.
Now, I have a question asking how could other organizations use your tool to provide their information? You mentioned there a call to action is part of the plan. Explain to us a little bit more about how that will or is planned to work.
Yeah. Well, basically imagine that you are scrolling endlessly on our website, right? Hopefully not for too long. And then at the end of it, while you get the full information and you know what's up, what we're going to show is a few organizations, and they are going to have their input there. So they will say what they need. So for example, we need volunteers to clean a beach, or we need something like someone to host a webinar, or things like that. Call to actions from organizations around Europe that deal with those problems. And yeah, that's how we plan to do it.
And then finally, what was the most challenging aspect that you found from concept to standing here today?
The insight about 78 people being affected by climate-related disasters, which I'm going to test you on, you need to remember that, it took us hours to find. It wasn't in any of those data sets. We had to look into reports and papers to get that simple insight. So data digging was the biggest one.
Okay, thank you very much, and good luck.